Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
And welcome to the Comic Queens podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie. And today, Alex and I are finally back with another installment of our buddy read.
Yes, this is going to be a 2-part finale to the buddy read because my girlfriend is complete on Webtoon.
It came so fast.
Did it, or did we just kind of fall into a rabbit hole of birthday episodes?
We've fallen into so many rabbit holes because even before birthday, we were like, okay, we have to focus on TBR.
Yeah.
Which meant focusing more on series that we've purchased.
Yeah.
And so with this one, with the weekly releases, we're like, we'll catch up. And this is our catching up.
Yes.
It is kind of cathartic to be able to sum it up 2 weeks in a row, though.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm also very concerned.
As we should be. If any of you have been reading this series along with us, my girlfriend is on Webtoon. Today we're going to be discussing episode 30 as a bit of a recap through 39. And this series just continues to get more wild as it goes.
Yeah.
So our episode 30, as a recap, starts out with Miho and Gio in the hospital with his parents. And Miho is sitting down in the waiting room kind of explaining everything to Gio. Like, you're a monster, you just don't listen to me. So we're perfect for one another.
Yeah.
And we should just continue to turn people into monsters and be together. And Gio is mortified.
He's a little concerned that the monster is in his head.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we all are.
I would be, for sure. But Gio decides this is the perfect time to just pretend to agree.
Yeah. And the mom, too, is immediately apologizing to Miho and is like, I'm so sorry that I misunderstood you.
Mm-hmm.
And also a little concerning.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, who do you trust? Really?
No one.
No one.
I think you'll remember last time I said I trust no one. I'm sticking to it.
It's a smart approach. But Miho and Gio kind of become, I wouldn't say attached to the hip by Gio's standards, but Miho has latched on to Gio very much so.
She's like, we're going to be best friends.
And here's the thing, it kind of comes back to, why do I kind of feel bad for her? Obviously she's like the mother monster who's creating all of these other like zombie monster people. But there have been several moments where she's crying and she's like, this happened to me. It was thrust upon me. I didn't choose this for myself.
Yeah.
It was just one day in middle school, this monster became me, and then I started spewing out other monsters, and what was I supposed to do? I lost my parents, I lost everybody else, and so Gio's like, oh, okay, if I like lean into this.
He's like, oh, she wants me to feel bad for her.
And if I do, and I like give her the sympathy she wants, then maybe I'll be in control.
There is a panel, though, where she's smiling at him, and I don't know if it's meant to be creepy or not, but it is.
Yeah, she's always creepy.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it looks to me like this is meant to be like, oh, look, I'm kind of normal. No, you're not.
You know what, though? Neither is he.
No.
He's always bugging. Like,
oh my gosh, yeah. Honestly, everyone in the series is.
Everyone in the series is bugging out.
Everyone has horrible under eye bags and just looks like they have been through hell, which maybe they have.
I like how we're saying this as if we did, like, we read this series. They have been through hell.
Yeah.
They're all just husk people.
The end of episode 30, Yeren is seeing Gio and Mio are, like, together now. And she's panicking because she's still worried about these two girls that she lied to. There are bigger fish to fry.
She doesn't know that yet. The two bullies are also there and end up seeing Miho and Gio together, and they're like, ain't that your man, Yeren? You should go get him. They know. Like, they absolutely know that they're not together.
Yeah.
And so they're just ribbing her, but Yeren is like, I gotta keep up appearances. And she ends up dragging Gio away. And Gio is kind of taking it upon himself. He's like, I don't want Miho to create any more monsters. I have to find a way to make her rely on me and like me. And they're in two very different worlds because Gio's concerns very real. And they are like a widespread concern.
Yeah.
Whereas Yaren is very self-absorbed in her concerns. So Yaren is like, I'll help you to learn how to make Miho like you. But you have to pretend that we're dating. He's like, well, that doesn't make sense.
He's like, no, I'm not going to do that. She starts off, she's like, we'll date for a month and then I'll dump you. He's like, no. She's like, okay, 3 weeks. She gets down to like, okay, we'll go on 1 date.
No, that's not believable. 2 dates. But Gio is just disgusted with it. Like, funny enough, with everything he's been through, I'd be like, okay, fine, I'll go on like 2 dates with you and then whatever.
Oh my gosh.
But that's not what ends up happening. He's like, leave me alone, you crazy.
Well, he's trying to bargain with Yaren on how many dates she wants to go on. Miho sees the other 2 girls and sees their friendship and is like, oh, I need to turn them into monsters so that I can figure out how to make Jiho my friend. Mm-hmm. So she does. She pours milk on them.
Makes them chase after her.
Yeah. And then turns them into monsters and says, how do I get Jiho to be my friend? And what do they say? Get him snacks.
You know what? They're on to something. Yeah. Get him snacks and have similar interests.
Yeah.
And that
and
works.
You know what? She can bring him snacks. They already have a similar interest. They're both monsters.
What more do you need to have in common? But yeah, Miho does turn the friends into monsters, of course, unbeknownst to everyone else. So she tells everyone to act normal, as she's been doing, and the 2 girls are just back to their bullying selves. And so Miho is kind of suspicious of Gio because he immediately just is like, oh, I'm better now. Like this, I'm okay with everything.
Yeah, I've come to terms with it.
I've come to terms with it. You're not at fault because you didn't know. You didn't subject yourself to this. It was just thrust upon you. How could that possibly be your fault? And you were just turning people into monsters because you couldn't control it. And you just wanted to find people that, you know, knew and understood you. So you have me now.
Yeah.
So let's stop turning people into monsters.
Until we're adults. And then we can figure out a plan to do it in a more efficient, better way.
And Miho at first is like, there's no way that he's actually bought into this. Especially because she's very broken down by him not wanting to turn everybody into monsters. Because she does want to do this. She's like, I'm not the weird one in this life. They're the weird ones. The humans are. Because they can control themselves and they're weird. And I don't like them. And they're not like me. So Gio consoles her, continues to reiterate, like, it's not your fault. And it does eventually break Miho down. And so you see the 2 start to go on dates, start to go and spend one-on-one time with one another. And Miho's really struggling. She's like, I don't know that I believe Gio, but I'm pretty happy to feel understood and have someone to spend my time with. They're going to the movies together. And Miho's like, yeah, I think even if he is lying to me, as long as it like stays to himself, I think I'll be okay.
That is until she reads his diary. Mm-hmm. And finds out what he really thinks of her. And don't ever have a diary, anyone, ever.
PSA. Don't have a diary because people can find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. I mean, she is crazy. Obviously, she's a monster, so there are other issues. But she's also crazy to the point that she, like, breaks into Gio's room and reads his phone search history. And it's all, like, dating advice. Like, how to make a girl like you. What are some great dates to go on? And she's giggling and kicking her feet like, ha, 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 he must love me. And he does have an open journal where his actual thoughts are written down, which is like, I gave the disgusting monster chips one day.
I want to kill her. I'm like, don't write that down, you idiot.
Keep it all up here. Sometimes it's best to just keep your thoughts to yourself.
I just can't imagine any case where you would want to write that down.
I want to kill her.
Even if it's not her that finds it, someone else finds that, they're going to think you're crazy.
Yeah, it's very true. At the same time, Yaren's bullies, who again are now monsters, but she doesn't know this, expose her for lying about dating Gio and really turn everyone against her. I assume they're all monsters, the way that they're looking at her with blank expressions. But Yaren's in class and they start showing this video of Gio turning her down. And Yaren is mortified. She starts asking her mom over the phone, like, can I drop out of school?
Yeah.
And the mom's like, you're ungrateful. Like, I just wanted you to do something. I'm not even asking you to be the best student in the class. But you refuse to put your mind towards anything. And so she's like, you don't get me, Mom. I'm hanging up on you. And Miho changes Yaren into a monster, too. She does so because she wants somebody close to Gio to disclose all this information about him. But in doing so, Gio doesn't realize that Yaren is now a monster. And so Miho kind of realizes after reading the diary that Gio doesn't like her. This is all just a game. And while she's extremely upset, she is stuck on two very important points of, I could kill him, but then I'm back to being entirely alone in this life. Or I can keep him alive and make him love me.
Yeah.
So she goes with option B because that's just better.
Well, she's also thinking, like, if I don't have him, I don't have anyone.
Yeah.
So it's him or nothing.
Yeah. And he's just going to learn to love me because that's how it works.
Once I take away everyone else, he won't have an option.
Yeah, absolutely. So Miho devises a plan. She continues to act like everything is normal. And Gio even goes as far as to ask her to be his girlfriend, like on this Ferris wheel ride. And Miho's like, why? Because you pity me? And he's like, no, not at all. Like, I really do like and care about you. So she says, prove it.
So then, to prove it, he kisses the monster.
Popping out of her mouth.
And she
breaks down. He's
like, I thought that's what you wanted me to do. It's not what any of us wanted him to do.
No. Gio, you a freak. But they continue with their relationship. Miho is like, oh, everything's normal. And as they're walking through the streets, Miho is like, hey, Gio, you should kiss me. So he like pulls her aside as they're on their way to school, it seems. Mm-hmm. And he kisses again that tentacle monster poking out of her mouth. And who witnesses that but Yaren?
Yeah.
Now, we as the reader all know that Yaren is a monster. But the key point is Gio doesn't. So Yaren takes a video.
Do you think Yaren knows that she's a monster?
Yeah, because she called her mom.
Yeah, but, like, do they actually know that they're monsters?
I think so.
Because she, like, tells them all to just go back to their lives, so would you remember that?
I don't know.
It's never really said, like, if they know, or if they're more just, like, zombies.
Yeah, it's never explicitly mentioned.
Yeah.
My thought being yes, because they know they're under the control and, like, under the thumb of Miho. Because they follow all of her orders.
Yeah. But, like, do they know that they're doing it? Or do they
like
just
consciously?
do it? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They never really cover that.
No, they don't. I think that they probably don't know. Like, they do it. They do
That's
it.
my theory.
Yeah. My theory is that they don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it could go either way.
Yeah, they are monsters, but, like, it's more of like a zombie situation.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. So Yaren ends up taking this video, being like, oh my gosh, it's a monster, and runs away. And Gio's like, oh my God, she cannot do this because it's going to set Miho on a rampage. Mm-hmm. And then she's going to start turning everyone into monsters, which is the opposite of what I want. I'm trying to schmooze her so that she leaves everyone alone. So he chases after Yaren. He's like, don't do this. Like, you don't have to do this. And at the same time, Miho calls the police and says, I think I just witnessed a murder.
Mm-hmm. And this is where I thought immediately, well, not immediately, when he gets taken in by the police, and then she comes in to visit him and says, like, look, you could rot in prison, or you could come and be with me, and I'll get you out of here, because I control everyone at this prison.
Yeah.
And immediately, do you know who I thought of? Damien Von Thies.
Nah.
Who else framed their partner for murder so that they would be reliant on them?
Doesn't ring a bell. Oh, that's so funny. That is literally the exact situation. And of course, my delusional ass is just reading through it like, la la la.
Never seen this storyline before.
Oh, how quickly I forgave Damien for his actions. But Geo does end up pushing Yaren off the building. So, I mean, this was all carefully constructed. You see that all of the witnesses are people who've been turned into monsters. So the two bullies witness it, and Miho's there as a witness. And he does end up getting arrested, but he starts pleading for his life. He gets arrested. He goes, I mean, even if I am a monster, I'm going to have nothing if I am accused of murder and I'm locked up in jail for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So at this point, he realizes it is best to cater to whatever Miho wants. And he is just pitiful and begging. He's like, please let me out. I'll be a good boy, basically. And even though he's being extremely pathetic, Miho's like, you know what? I still kind of find you adorable, so I guess I'll save you.
Remember this.
But remember this. Yeah. So Miho goes and starts making more monsters because obviously she has to cover up the tracks of the fact that Geo killed people.
Yeah. And Geo, she leaves Geo alone for now. And he's kind of just left to go through life and be like, I wonder what's happening now.
Yeah, he's kind of uneasy about it all. And then a little thought trickles in because Miho realizes that while she's been busy turning everybody into monsters, there was like real life evidence that they were monsters on Yaren's phone. She's like, what did I do with that?
Where's that phone?
Where's that darn phone?
And it turns out that Yaren's mom had the phone. Mm-hmm. And Yaren's mom comes and hits Jiho with a bat. Mm-hmm. And knocks him into a coma.
Yeah, puts him in a vegetative state. So as he's being treated at the hospital, Miho ends up turning all the people in the hospital into monsters. She's like, they'll find a breakthrough. They'll find a way to bring him back. Mm-hmm. And they do. But this is where it comes in that Geo did lose his memories.
Yeah. So then she reconstructs his memories. Now we see why he has like two versions of what happened and why he doesn't remember that he went to school with Yaren earlier. And he doesn't remember anything that happened because he lost all of those memories. But it's like he loses his more short-term recent memories, but he's still holding on to his long-term memories.
Yeah. So he's basically missed like the nice little sweet spot of his memory. So now we're back into the present where Miho is telling Geo about everything that happened.
And again, we go back to Damien Von Thies, who is like, I'm going to tell you all of my plans and you're going to love me anyway. And she's like, look, I have to tell you all of my plans, but you're going to love me anyway.
It's a bold strategy. And it doesn't always work out how people want, unless you're Damien Von Thies. The parallels, I feel personally attacked.
I mean, they were right there for you.
I'm colorblind. I'm sorry, I can't see the red flag in front of me. But Geo starts to take a different turn with this. Gio is like, actually, you could just kill me. He's like, I don't want to love you. You can't force me to love you because I'm not under your control.
He's like, at this point, I would rather die.
Except you don't want to kill me because then you'd be left alone. And you've continued to turn all these people into monsters, but you haven't found anybody like me yet, have you?
Yeah. And she's like, you know what? I haven't, but you will love me because I'm going to lock you in a tiny space until you do.
Yeah. Like the spaces that she's mentioning just keep getting smaller and smaller. She's like, I'll put you in a fucking tube. But at the same time, they're watching the news and they realize that Iriang has executed a plan to burn down all of these hospitals where they were doing tests on all of the people, everything like that. And Miho gets a bit distracted, but Gio is seemingly on Iriang's side now because he ends up deciding to choke Miho or attempting to choke Miho.
He tries.
Yeah.
And then Miho is like going out into the hall. They're fighting each other. You see her limbs are just completely disconnected from her body at this point. And
from her husk.
From her husk. And she gets everyone else who's in the hotel as well to attack Gio and get away from this situation and like get everything back under control.
So Miho is like, okay, I need to go after Iriang now. Like, she's an actual threat. And Gio is taken hostage by Guriang, who basically kidnaps him while he's, you know, wrapped up.
Yeah.
And Iriang starts talking on the phone with Guriang, saying, like, this is my own vision of utopia. I know that we've made the promises to one another that, you know, we would make money off of these monster people, make them give us everything they have. And, you know, we would always be together. And so, you know, we can be happy. We just need to like continue pushing forward. And that's how our life is going to be. It's all going to work out. And we are left off with a terrifying moment of realizing who's listening in on this conversation but Miho.
Yeah. So he's a monster.
Yeah. Now it brings into question because he's a monster, but he's one of the ones that listens to Iriang because wasn't Iriang turning monsters into like thinking that she was the mom?
I think you're right that she was, but in the last panel, it doesn't seem like he's on her side anymore.
Okay, so now comes theories, because that's what this is about for the Buddy Reads. I have a theory about this one. I think that even the monster people that are quote-unquote supporting Iriang are under Miho's control.
You're right.
And I really think that it's just Miho has let them think that they're working with Iriang to give her a false confidence.
Miho could have talked to them and been like, all right, you pretend to follow Iriang. I think you're right. I bet that every one of the monsters is still under Miho's control. Or even if they were maybe under Iriang's control first, maybe Miho knows how to change the control.
She is the mother monster.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put it past her.
Yeah.
She looked far too confident during that phone call for me to feel any sort of easiness that they're actually following Iriang. But in the end, here's the thing. Iriang's chosen to be evil.
Yeah.
Because she's pursuing ruling the whole world and stealing people's money. And Miho's just like, I mean, you just have to do what I want. So it's both evils. But I kind of hate myself to say, I think between the two, Miho at least just had this thrust upon her, and Iriang's chosen it.
I think, in the end, in the last 7 episodes that we're going to read, and then do part 2, that Miho is going to win.
I think so.
Yeah. Like, it feels like one of those where you hold out hope for the whole time, but, like, for what? Even if she dies, everyone's still going to be a monster.
Yeah. I think that Gio's going to realize how much of a monster Iriang actually is as a human.
Yeah.
And he's going to grapple with it. And then
he's going to join Miho?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, lesser of two evils, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. Or maybe something will happen to him and Miho will go crazy.
Maybe.
Like maybe Iriang will do something to him.
Or Miho turns Iriang into a monster. What if Iriang is a monster?
And she can control. She's another self-controlled monster. Could be. What if it's all Iriang's fault?
What if Iriang's the mother monster?
Iriang's the one who came here and brought the monster.
There's a lot that could happen in 7 episodes.
We will see.
But I tell you what, at this point, I'm like, I don't know how you're going to wrap it all up in 7 episodes. So.
And is it 7 really? I know there's an afterword. So is it really 7?
I think so. I think it's only like 7 episodes now. So we're going to find out, but it's very nice to get back to this buddy read.
Yes, it
very
is.
Bittersweet that we're going to have to find something else to read along with.
But it'll be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm excited, but thank you all for joining us so much on this buddy read. And we are looking forward to talking to you all for that series finale.
Goodbye.
Bye.